Splatoon 3 is jam-packed with stuff to do. You can wander around the hub, work a part-time job at Grisco, save the world, save yourself, or just be your average squidding teen playing paint games. With all weapons like rollers and bows, everything is just worth a shot, or flick, or washing, or throwing. There's also 5 different modes to play with challenges sprinkled in. If you get bored of all of that, head out into Salmonoid territory and commit eco-terrorism. I mean, hunt down the little suckers and take all their precious eggs and get paid. Don't want to do all of that, or don't have online? Then why did you buy the game? Anyway, you can go see a creaky old man and discover a massive conspiracy behind a major company and save the world as you know it from destruction. Just pissed all over that bear. You could do all this while going through fun arcadic challenges with good weapon variety for each level. If you got a good old $25 lying around, you should probably buy online.
Broken fish alert. Broken.
Or you can go to the Tower of Order and save the world yet again by going through a Splatoon roguelike and creating crazy abominations of weapons while fighting through onslaughts of enemies. That all sounds fun, right? That's great to hear, I guess, even though I can't hear you, Carl. However, there is something else you can do in this game, but it's tucked away in the corner of the hub. Yes, every hub, I checked. Hey, Editor Me here. I completely forgot about the Grand Festival grounds. This one doesn't have a dojo anywhere. I bring up hubs again later, but just keep this part in mind. Back to it. Despite even being highlighted in the Direct, getting regular updates playing an important role when new kits are showcased. Hey, Editor again. No, they were not. Even having its own online playlist, this mode gets forgotten about quite often. I'm of course talking about Table Turf, Splatoon 3's very own Forgotten Land. Wrong game. Anyway, I actually found this mode really fun when the game first launched and played it a ton, but after the second season, I kinda stopped playing and I rarely hear anyone ever talk about it. Honestly, it's kind of a shame. I got a lot of fond memories of it. You know what? Let's talk about this mode. Give it some limelight and maybe encourage some of you to try it out. Prior to Splatoon 3's release, we had no idea what a table turf even was. No signs of it in any pre-release material until the Splatoon 3 Direct held on the 10th of August 2022. There it was detailed in all of its weirdly fun-looking glory. I was, for some reason, more confused than excited.
Table turf battle!
I'll take it. It's a
Lay
new
out your
mode.
cards.
What is this? You're not gonna give us a
Like
new
this,
ranked mode, but
and
you're
even
gonna give
ones
us like a
this,
new little
and they're
battle
over
mode.
150.
We were given the basic outline of the mode and its surrounding environment. It was described as a Turf War spinoff, and oh, the game's out now. Oddly enough, it featured no online mode, even though you could battle other players with their decks. They would simply just be a CPU. However, on February 23rd of 2023, it was confirmed online Table Turf was being added to the game as part of the 2023 Fresh season. And that's all she wrote. Typically, when writing these videos, I write about what I personally know, then cross-check with online resources like Wikipedia. However, there are exactly 3 sentences on there, and I couldn't really find anything else relating to the history of the mode. I recall maybe hearing something about the Table Turf data mines, but they just boiled down to online and new cards. So, I guess we move on to the mode itself now. Alright, so imagine Turf Wars, but you have cards, and it's just you and one other person. The game takes place on a grid, with there being 15 different grids to choose from. They're all grid-based, but have different layouts and sometimes gimmicks. A grid is a grid, they tried their best. All the stages have an average total of 234 ink spaces, with only one stage having 100 since it wants to be different. The objective of the game is quite simple. Each player chooses a deck of 15 cards of their creation and can view 4 of them at a time during the game. The players have to cover more turf than the other using their cards over a course of 12 turns. There's a card for every weapon, sub-weapon, special weapon, character, octo enemies, salmons, idols, brands, some stuff, and some additional cards like Deep Cut getting 2. What? You're supposed to obey me! This cannot be happening. Oh god! In total, there are 266 cards to nab. Each card has a different pattern of ink spaces that can be laid out on the grid. These patterns all feature different shapes, placement of empty spaces, and special ink spots. The number of spaces that the card will ink is displayed on the card itself in the bottom left corner. This number is actually quite important as it is technically your card's level, so keep that in mind. During each turn, players pick a card and place the pattern it has down onto the board. The fun part about this is that the both of you are placing down your cards at the same time, but you can't see where your opponent will place theirs. So it is in fact possible for you and your opponent's cards to overlap. So what happens then? Well, it's all up to how many spaces your card will ink, which can easily be seen at the bottom left. Like I told you to keep in mind, there will be a quiz. Whoever's card has a lower number will ink over the contested space. But if your cards are the same level, the overlap spaces will simply be voided. The different looking squares get priority unless they overlap another one. By now, you've probably noticed the different looking squares that are dotted around the ink space. These things are called special spaces, and give you points that will let you unleash a special attack. The only way to claim these spaces as points is to completely surround it with ink. It can be yours or the other player's. So what exactly is the importance of these? Well, obviously for a special attack. During any point in the game, you can activate special mode, and there's probably a better way to say that. Anyway, depending on how many points you have, you can place a card wherever you want! Of course, as long as your points are equal to the amount the card requires. Every single card has a specific set of special points listed at the bottom of the card. This special attack will cover everything, just as long as it's connected to a special space. If you run into a situation where you have no space to place any of your cards, you can simply pass a card, which actually nets you a special point. That should just about cover everything you need to know about playing the mode. So, I guess we can move on to the next section, which would be, everything surrounding... Oh, you already got it. So you know how Turf War and Salmon Run are everywhere in the game? Turf War is like watching the homeless fight in my neighborhood, aka a big deal. Ranked battles are also highly represented in society, just not as much as Turf Wars. It's like throwing change in the middle of some homeless fights. Salmon Run, and by proxy Grisco Industries, is highly represented, especially in Splatoon 3. I mean, they got helicopters and sponsor the news, and I mean, everyone works the shifts there. So obviously Table Turf is a popular game played by the youth, right? Nope. In total, there are at least 3 NPCs on every map, and maybe 3 others? They look like actual players, and are, but you don't actually fight real people. Only bots, which is just kinda weird. Speaking of which, every hub world has at least one dinky table station that lets you play Table Turf, run by our favorite fish, Marigold, or Staff. Typically, it's the spot where you will find your 3 brain-dead friends you can fight using your cards, but I think that's a hate crime. You can talk to Staff, and it will let you know you can, in fact, play Table Turf. Then you get to choose your opponents. You fight pretty much everyone, from a babies too? Shopkeepers, breadcrumbs, terrorist, and Staff. All the characters have nice little flavor text and 3 different levels to challenge them on. They also each have different playstyles. Ones that only want specials, an overall balanced chill guy, and assholes. Once you beat them 30 times on level 3, they'll be so impressed with you, they'll give you a card theme typically themed around themselves, those narcissistic squids. Great time to touch on those, actually. Card sleeves are little cool designs you can put on every deck you create. As previously mentioned, they have one based on all the characters you can battle on Table Turf. One from Krusty Sheen from doing his journeys, and some you get when ranking up. Oh yeah, this mode has its own ranking. It goes up 50 levels with a bonus 999 level cap, and it can be kind of a slog, not gonna lie. Most of the levels unlock more stuff for you to do within Table Turf, such as more characters and stages or some card sleeves. At level 30, you unlock an exclusive victory emote, and this was my biggest motivator for playing. I will not lie. I think it's neat. The other rewards you can get from ranks to be used outside of Table Turf are 3 banners, some cool badges, and a pack of cards. After you reach level 50, every 5th level gets you card bits. More on that later. In every 100th rank, you get a pack of cards, which I feel like is the most common reward for anything in this game. On our final note, we shall touch upon these card packs. I promise they are really interesting and do not just give you some cards. They actually come in two different varieties, a regular pack that gives you 5 random cards, and a fresh card pack that will give you 5 random cards with a guaranteed chance of getting a fresh card. This is the main way to obtain cards in the game and are given out through the typical reward system like catalogs and gambling.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang it! Aw, dang.
You also cannot get duplicates of cards. If you do get a card you already have in a pack, it simply turns into something called a card bid. A different amount is given based on the card's rarity, which they have fun facts but don't actually matter that much. Common cards give out 1 bit, rare cards give out 5 bits, and fresh cards give out 20 bits. Alright man, look, I'm trying to talk here, could you knock it off please?
Okay, I'm sorry.
So what do card bids do? Well, they actually help you collect more cards with the card bid exchange. While in this altered state of consciousness, you can spend card bits to create new cards you don't have or upgrade a card's level you already have. Upgrading your cards just makes them look cooler, and you can see what level a card is by the amount of stars listed on the card. So anyway, I mentioned way back when that you could play online. You in fact can play online, but not with those NPCs we saw earlier, no. We instead gotta go to the main lobby and select Table Turf. You can only play with friends though, so if you're like me... No problem. A fun thing to note about online is that the points you get after a match aren't at a predetermined value like the NPC fights. Offline you get 100, 115, or 130 points based on the 3 levels, but online it's based on how many spaces you inked, which is cool. There's also a win streak present like in Anarchy series. That's everything special about online. Alright, that covers just about everything in the game concerning Table Turf. I did miss the locker decorations, so I'm just gonna put that here. You get them from leveling up per usual. Okay, now we're done. Haha, I got you. I have some cool stuff to share though, so don't worry. Nintendo actually made real-life Table Turf cards that came in game-accurate packs. The first volume came with the May 2023 Koro magazine, and it contained some standard cards. I won't list them because I trust you have some peepers. The second volume that was released had some foil cards with major characters. Finally, a third one was released, based on side order, and it came with some, side order cards. Wow! Each volume had the exact same 5 cards, so no gambling here like in-game. Let's not go gambling! Okay, just one more time. Bandai also made some wafers that came with stickers based off a bunch of cards, and these had 2 waves. Each wave had 32 unique stickers. It's pretty cool they made all this, especially since they haven't even given the third kit's Table Turf cards. Quite odd, but considering the second kits were just mirrors of the originals, I'm not terribly surprised. Another thing of non-existent note is the complete lack of the mode's presence in Splatnet 3. Nowhere on the app is it even brought up, minus card packs on the catalog tab. Though, it did get into Splatoon Raiders. Alright, now that is all. It kinda is a shame how little attention this mode gets. It is a pretty decent time waster, yet when it's up against everything Splatoon 3 has to offer, I can kinda understand why it's thrown to the wayside. It may also have to do with the fact that it isn't the most engaging. I can't ever play it for more than an hour, and I can guess that is a shared sentiment. I certainly enjoy the time I spend on it, it's just in bursts. I feel like a mobile game would be a good fit for it, since it has a pick up and play vibe. Just connect your Nintendo account to it and boom, you get access to all the decks, stages, rivals, and there you go. In my opinion, that's where it could reach its true potential. Anyway, that's all I have to offer for today. If I missed something, or you found something cool, drop a comment below. I'm your host, FoxLife64, and I'll see you all again some other time.